Yo, what's up guys? I'm RyGo.
Shaun Bennett.
And today we're going to talk about the 2021 North Reach, which is, it's the kite at the shop that all the guys are fighting over. They literally never let me demo it. I can never get my hands on it.
I know,
so
right?
Shaun here was nice enough to let me demo the 2020 a couple months back. 2021 just came out, some small changes, I think. You've been riding it for a while, right?
Oh, it's epic, yeah.
So we're gonna dive right into this, pick your brain, and just see what's up with this kite that everybody's so frothed about at the shop.
Sounds good.
Boom! Boom!
Sick.
All right, so the Reach, diving right in, man. This is like a true do-it-all kite. Like, this is the one that everybody seems to think excels at everything. Not just a jack of all trades, master of none, but it seems to actually be like high level on everything, right? That's what the word on the street is. I mean, you've foiled with it, you've done loops with it, you've got homies that do freestyle on it.
Oh yeah.
What are you using the Reach for?
Yeah, man, well, obviously I think it loops great, but the kite is so great in all other aspects and other disciplines of kiting, like foiling. It is epic. It has such an amazing drift, and the responsiveness of the kite is insane. The bridles are pre-stretched, low drag bridles with 0 pulleys. So when you pull in the bar and you get it to turn, immediate response. And I notice with the Reach, a lot of the kite movement I do is just little twitches, twitch, because I just give the kite input and it ends up right where I want it. So for light wind, it's a 3-strut, all-around do-it-all kite. Has great relaunchability. A lot of that has to do with how lightweight the material is, and last year we had lightweight bladders in the 12 meter and up. So this year we actually have the lightweight bladders in all the sizes, and they also reduced the amount of Dacron on the kite, replacing it with the Tajin D2 canopy material. So lighten up the kite, makes it perform a little bit better, and super crisp. And one thing that I really noticed, my first tack out on the 12 meter Reach and I was on a twin tip, I just felt like I was going upwind harder. And never in my years of kiting have I ever felt during a session hey man, I'm really going upwind harder. It's never even crossed my mind. So the fact that that was there, the kite has just a whole nother upwind drive with less resistance. So light wind foiling, super sick. The mega loops on it are insane. I love how you can have a kite that you can turn off for its, drift, surf, foil abilities, but you also get a lot of hang time and loft out of the jumps. So you can count on a little bit of an elevator ride, not as much as the Orbit, when you jump up in the loop, but it catches you super reliably and you get a lot of float and loft on the landing as well. So that's, foiling, light wind. We've got high wind kite loops, and then you've got the freestyle game, which, I have a couple friends here in Florida that do a lot of freestyle, and they tell me that the Reach is just epic for that as well. So really can't complain. It almost sounds too good to be true, but the only way is to go get your hands on a Reach kite, because it really does do it all. People message me all the time asking what they should do with their quivers, and I usually, for the lighter wind, bigger kites, I go with bigger Reaches, like 13s, 15s. And then, if they're gonna go into 8 meter, I'd say have an Orbit, because if it's really that windy, then you can go out on the Orbit and boost. But if you're out there foiling and surfing when it's windy, then you've got, your 5 and 7 meter Reaches and things like that. So it's really, really endless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So with foil kites, the whole thing is you want something that obviously drifts, which is why people usually use surf kites. People seem to like that really pivoty, fast, light feel for foils, because you got to be whipping the kite around, and it seems to kind of hit that mark with the lightness and the turning, right? Would you say it's kind of a more pivotal kite, or
you can make it that?
Can you?
You can definitely increase the you pull in the bar and increase your line response, which basically pulling in the bar doesn't always mean power. To me, it just means increased responsiveness. And so that's how you make more of a pivotal loop, even with kite loops. So the real trick is, okay, you're foiling or you're surfing, at times you're riding downwind straight towards the kite, and you need it to turn and loop for a transition. So how do you get the kite to respond quick while you're chasing it downwind? So that's the game, because every kite's going to turn with tension in the lines, but now you're ripping down the line, ripping down the wave, you're doing a transition straight downwind on a foil, and you're trying to down loop the kite with nothing in it. So that's where the performance really comes out, the fact that the kite is still able to turn and maneuver even while you're creating all this slack by chasing it downwind.
That makes sense.
And I actually, No, I have some cell phone clips of me doing toe side transitions, and then coming out of it, I'm hauling ass downwind, just chasing the kite with no hands on the bar, just watching it recover.
And that's huge for foiling.
Yes,
I've been trying to get into foil game myself and testing a lot of gear. And one of my biggest problems right now is when I get on some kites that don't really have that turn ability when they're drifting, and it drives me nuts because then I'm swimming.
It's hard. It's
tough.
hard, yeah. Especially you don't want to have to sacrifice like that sweet spot on the wave, because now you got to pay more attention to getting your kite to perform to get you out of there, instead of like, you know, not worrying about it. You know, the kite's gonna come through.
And yeah, as far as like, I guess as far as the biggest category in kiteboarding is, I mean, we all know like the free ride kites, like the really easy to use, the big jumpers, the kind of like automatic, like do-it-all kites kind of seem to be like the best sellers and what the most of the people out there are looking for usually. And it seems to kind of like hit the nail on the head with that as well. Like everybody on the beach back before I came down to Florida, when they were demoing it, and like the shop guys were going out with the locals, they were all frothing over how easy it was, how well it was going upwind, and it just seemed to be like a really actual modern take, like on a design that's been around for a while, but really needed like some upgrades. And not to get too biased like about the reach, but it seems to actually be something really special to actually get excited about.
Well, I feel funny sometimes saying like, oh yeah, this kite really does do everything, because obviously that's what they would think I'm gonna say, but like I just want them to try it because it really does, you know? And it's amazing how it just performs in all those aspects.
Well, sick, man. I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you're gonna get me hooked up with a demo pretty quick here.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, I'll hit you guys with like a super in-depth review and like what my take is in a few months here, because that's my whole thing is I gotta try a kite for a while.
You gotta ride it for a while, man.
Ride it for a while, so I'll probably get some reaches and give it a go. But in the meantime, if you guys got questions, hit us in the comments, because this is the most popular demo at the shop right now. So all those guys can hit you up and let you know what their experience has been. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Catch you later.